The AEW locker room is said not to be on MJF's side in contract negotiations. Also, a popular AEW star has teased a return for this week, and a title match has been announced for NXT In Your House. More on that later on. So our first story of this second news video, go and check out our first one if you haven't seen it already, concerns MJF, the man who will start the bidding war in 2024, as he likes to remind us, because his AEW contract is up then, and he's implying, quite heelishly, that he'll go
wherever the money is.
He'll go wherever the money is.
Right.
Now, that in itself isn't a heelish thing, I don't think. I think he deserves to do that, probably.
Yeah.
But I always took that as a total 100% work. I thought he was just doing that to rile up the AEW fans, and then he wouldn't actually go to essentially WWE or wherever the money was. However, reports recently came out, didn't they, suggesting that there's been a bit of a complication in the contract discussions between himself and Tony Khan.
Yeah, so essentially he feels that given his position on the card and the work that he's done since the formation of AEW, that he is underpaid.
Right.
He signed when his stock wasn't where it is now.
Right.
It was a lot lower. And so now he's looking for more money without necessarily extending the length of his contract.
Right, got you. Well, more has emerged since. Will Washington of Grapsody spoke. He said he said he did some digging and spoke to various sources. And he said that basically there are not a lot of people on MJF's side on this. Changing the terms of an existing deal would set a horrible precedent. If you want more money, sign a new deal. Tony would be a fool to give him any more money without any more years on the contract. And I was thinking, is there because isn't that just asking for a raise? Or does it work differently in America? I don't know.
Well,
Is it because he's a wrestler?
I would suggest, without knowing the details of MJF's contract, that he's probably underpaid given where he was in professional wrestling at the time of signing.
Now he's arguably one of their biggest stars.
But there's no contractual reason for Tony to give him any more money. And if he was to give him more money, it would be really foolish because he doesn't have to, and MJF can't go anywhere.
Got you.
Without getting another year on him or a couple of years on his contract. It would be a really daft thing to do. And it would set a horrible precedent because then everybody who is working their way up the card, doing great stuff, your Scorpio Skies, that sort of thing, they're gonna go in and ask for more cash. So why would he? It'd be daft.
Fair enough. It makes sense when you put it like that. I wonder if this is gonna. Do you think this is MJF just kind of seeing what he can get away with then in terms of, well, maybe if I ask for this, I will get it? Or do you think he believes himself to be like an exceptional circumstance because of how well he's doing, I suppose?
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe it's to sort of really gauge fan sentiment towards him and get everybody going, he is worth so much more. WWE want him, get everybody talking about him. It makes him a more valuable commodity.
Well, it's certainly doing that. It
really for sure.
Is.
So that might play into it. But with the raise thing, but they're independent contractors again, aren't they?
Okay, of course. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense. I don't know why I thought that when I first watched it. I was like, he's just asking for a raise.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable, doesn't it?
It does, but then when you look at the circumstances, I do understand why.
Yeah.
As you say, if he were to do that for MJF, every wrestler would be coming to Tony Khan saying,
he's bollocks if he goes to WWE anyway. He couldn't do his shtick, could he? That's his whole thing.
He certainly couldn't push, toe the line as much within his promos. And I just feel anybody who's not 6 foot whatever.
That's it. He's about 4'10", isn't he?
No. I often think, maybe for people like you up there, we're all 4'10" to you. But I just always think, people always, for some reason, Adam Cole became he's still a huge talking point in this whole kind of toxic debate between hardcore AEW and WWE fans online. And I don't know why, because to me, if Adam Cole had stayed, he was going to be rumors where he was going to be a manager for Keith Lee and they were going to have him cut his hair and change his look. And it's just I don't think that they would have. Everyone's saying, well, he's not a main eventer right now, Adam Cole in AEW, but does that mean he would have been in WWE? I can't see it.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's the land of the giants still, isn't it? I saw a picture of my mate Tommy in C2010 stood next to Mick Foley. I was like, Foley's fairly big, right? He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's huge. And it makes you realize, because he wasn't one of the ones that you remember thinking, he was a big lad.
No.
Everybody's just massive, and they still are. That Ricochet, he's like He was bigger than I thought.
Yeah, fair enough. The one who always
In a
gets
way.
me is Paul Heyman, when we met Paul Heyman.
Oh, he was huge.
He was about
He's
6
up to
foot.
there. No, he was taller than
taller
that.
Because I remember he was taller than me, and I was like, Paul Heyman's taller than me. And then I realised that I've only seen him really stand next to Big Show and Brock Lesnar. And I thought, oh.
Yeah.
that makes
Shoot
sense.
height, what is MJF? Like 5'10"?
Probably.
5'11"?
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, I think...
Nothing to him.
I don't think that's... I'm 5'10". How dare you?
Exactly.
I suggested that the other day. You remember our mate Ricky, who we used to work with?
Yeah.
Irish Ricky.
Yeah.
He was like, you're not...
Nuts. Oh, we're on camera, aren't we?
He was like, you're not 5'10", are you? I was like, yeah, I am.
You've got a little person face, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
If you saw you on camera, you'd be not even in the kind of Jack's 5 years old meme bollocks way.
A lot of times people have gone, oh, you're taller than I expected, and often if they're with a taller friend, that taller friend will 100% of the time go, actually, mate, you're shorter than I expected.
It's good.
Just trying to have a pint. Leave me alone. Elsewhere.
Freaks.
No, not elsewhere. Still in AEW, possibly. A popular star who has appeared in AEW before has teased a return to the company this very week. It's none other than Joshi wrestling star Maki Ito, who has teased potentially being the Joker in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament qualification match. That's because she tweeted that her next match will be held in the United States. I might be more accurate in saying that speculation has since grown since she's tweeted this, because all she's done is tweet, my next match is going to be in the US. But AEW are putting on a tournament at the minute with a mystery entrant who was previously possibly someone you'd imagine has ties to the company, at least in some way.
Yeah, she's really over. People love her. She doesn't really bother me that much. I want to see Athena.
Yeah, Athena would be a great shout. Obviously, the former Ember Moon in WWE. We were talking about this off camera, and just the way it's set up, this Joker, this mystery opponent, will face Britt Baker in the first round, and then go on. The winner of that will go on to face Tony Storm. Britt and Tony have been going back and forth. I think Tony got to this stage by beating Jamie Hayter, who's like the sidekick of Britt at the minute. So it seems to be setting up for... Basically what I'm saying is...
Britt's got to go through.
It might be someone
Britt's
they want
got to
Britt
beat
to be
someone.
able to beat.
And Maki Ito is that person over Athena, for example.
Right, absolutely.
And then I think you're probably going to get one return on one side of the tournament for the men's or the women's, and one debut. So maybe you get the return here with Maki Ito, somebody who can eat the L.
Yeah,
Eat the L.
We're down. We're cool. That's how you say it.
And then maybe you get Cesaro on the other side.
Maybe you get one final beat with Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah. Oh! I hadn't even thought about that, yeah.
I think they're the two that people are all saying. So, and it's unfortunate.
Miro as well, people are saying.
Oh, he's been off for a while.
But
if it's not one of them, I'm just waiting for the backlash for AEW. Because everyone gets very, very excited ahead of mystery arrivals. Also,
every week.
Yes. Skipping over now to NXT, because In Your House is already on the horizon and a title match has been announced for the show. I don't know if you saw, but on the podcast, me and Ross got very excited.
You're a big Elton Prince fan.
Oh, yeah, not Kit Wilson, sorry, Kit. Just Elton Prince, because the name's just astounding.
Which one's which?
Elton Prince is the blonde one.
Oh, the good-looking one. Not
They're both
the better-looking
good.
one. Again, no offense, Kit Wilson.
But yes, Pretty Deadly, who are already the NXT Tag Team Champions, are set to defend their titles against the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus of the Diamond Line.
I like the Creeds.
I like the
they're really
Creeds a lot.
solid.
Now, I think the Creed... Well, I felt bad for the Creeds. I thought, along with kind of Wes Lee, they were one of the kind of people who came off worst, just in terms of storyline stuff, when Nash Carter got released, because Wesley lost the tag titles.
Yeah.
And I think it was being set up maybe for the Creeds to kind of get the titles back.
Yep.
Because Pretty Deadly have somehow ended up with them very quickly. And I think maybe that was like a plan B or something.
I hope they win them here.
I kind of do as well. But Pretty Deadly haven't...
No, they haven't had
that
it
much
for
of a
long, have
chance
they?
to show what they can do.
I remember talking to you about this before, but apparently both the Creeds are considered future WrestleMania main eventers backstage.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. Like, it was either Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp that
They're
reported.
both really amateur wrestling, aren't they? And if there's one thing the pro wrestlers respect, it's amateur grappling.
But apparently this
skills.
is from higher up. This is like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
man, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Oh.
I don't see that personally.
Not yet. But you never know.
An awful WrestleMania.
Creed versus Creed.
No,
Just one more fight. Also on the show, but this was previously announced, Cameron Grimes will defend the North American title against Carmelo Hayes, with Solo Sikoa kind of lining up whoever wins that match. He's getting over at the minute.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And I think they should just get him involved in the bloodline. They're waiting around with him. Get him in there.
Over Naomi.
Both,
that might be happening.
Both.
Yeah, especially with Roman taking more time off now. Add more members, and then they're represented on TV more.
Yeah, that makes sense. We should just book the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, the Ring of Honor title is set to be defended on AEW Dark Elevation. The ROH Women's title, Mercedes Martinez will defend the belt against Trish Adora.
Adora. Nothing purer.
Let's get that going in the arena.
Who's Trish Adora?
I've honestly,
I don't know who that is.
Well, I didn't until recently, and then when I was doing my 10 indie matches you should watch at WrestleMania weekend, she was in one of them because I did a bit of research, and she looks very promising.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I don't know if she looks promising enough yet to dethrone Mercedes Martinez so soon after she won the Ring of Honor Women's title, but I think she's definitely one to keep our collective eyes on.
Oh, right. Yeah. Interesting.
So this kind of is an encouraging sign in one way because the ROH Women's title is being defended in AEW, but on the other hand, it's on Dark Elevation. So I don't know, which is the third one down. The fourth tier show.
Fourth?
Dynamite if you can't Rampage.
Oh,
Dynamite Rampage,
of course.
Dark Elevation.
Yeah. There's too many shows, that.
Yeah. Also, I assume Tom Campbell put this one in the news because he bloody loves Gene Money. I've never seen Gene Money. I need to.
He's
cool.
I like Gene Money. He's funny. Yeah. But he's pretty good as well.
He comes out with the nipples tape.
He's got nipples.
He comes out with the nipples. He's coming out with his nipples.
One of the few wrestlers that does have nipples, but Gene Money's got them. That's sort of his gimmick.
Well, there's been a situation with the Progress Championship, which I guess is one of, if not the biggest indie wrestling title in the UK. Would you not say?
I guess what else would be, yeah.
Well,
it's dead, isn't it?
I know, I've seen
ICW?
Triple H killed the UK scene.
ICW title?
Yeah, the ICW one as well. Rev Pro potentially as well. They've still got their ties
the
to
North
each other.
Championship.
The North one, congratulations to Liam Slater, of course. But Gene Money beat Jonathan Gresham at Progress Ain't No Mountain High Enough to earn a place in the annual Super Strong Style 16 tournament, but he won via DQ because Gresham's stablemate Kid Lycos got interfered in the match, on behalf of Gresham. So Gresham didn't get through, Gene Money got into the tournament, but also, I guess this is a rule, as a result of the DQ, Gresham had to vacate the Progress Championship. This seems a bit slapdash. I reckon...
Something's gone wrong here.
Well, I reckon Gresham is being booked everywhere at the minute in America. Is he going to be able to come out and make his UK dates, or do they just get the belt off him now? But they don't want him to lose.
That's a really crap way of dropping the title, though, isn't it?
I imagine, and I've not actually seen it, but I imagine that maybe that'll have been lost in the moment because Gene Money's so over.
Yeah.
He's got one over on him. He's through to Super Strong Style 16.
Yeah, maybe. It's not what they need at this point, the company, though, somebody just being stripped to the title because they can't book him enough.
No, that is very true. But we'll have to see what they do with the vacant title. It may well be a tournament or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. Also, and finally, the New Brood, as in the old New Brood, but still the New Brood, has reunited at an indie event at Big Time Wrestling because Matt and Jeff Hardy teamed up with none other than Gangrel and Joey Janela. Kind of fourth wheeling it.
No, he was back. He was there in the team. I remember that.
Oh, they were actually billed as the New Brood.
It's good, isn't
fantastic. And after the match, they all did their pose in the ring as well, and that's nice.
What's Gangrel's pose that?
Well, he's that, and then I guess they just sort of went like.
Yeah, it was before they were doing the...
Oh, well before they were cool. Yeah.
That's fun though, isn't it?
I think so. I also saw that the Hardys bumped into Steve Blackman at a show in Maryland as well.
Don't want to do that.
Well,
knacker you.
Well, yeah. But he hasn't been... He stays out of wrestling, which is totally understandable.
He's a bail bondsman, isn't he?
Is he still?
I think so. Fantastic. I'm not sure. Yeah.
You wouldn't want him knocking at your door.
No, with his nunchucks.
But yeah, he was there. They all did a pose and stuff. He looks fantastic.
What was Steve Blackman's?
Kind of just a serious... His chin was more up, like he looked handsome and strong as always, but... Yeah.
He looks amazing for his age,
he looks fantastic, But yes, the New Brood did indeed return.
Might be the longest news video we've ever done here.
Oh, really?
I don't know, 15 minutes. It's all right.
Just felt long. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below on any of these stories. And once again, we did do a news video earlier today if you want to check that out too. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and we'll see you soon.